The Casio MT-210 was, in retrospect, one of the more innovative and affordable musical keyboards on the market. The 80s plodded on, and with it came some truly innovative synthesis engines, some of which were captured by Casio at a time when home recording had yet to make an affordable entry with most consumers. In the meantime, the Casio Tone series was just enough to satisfy hobbyists, bedroom musicians, and with the growing community of circuit bending enthusiasts, tinkerers could now come to the party. The Casio Tone MT series is one of the most sought-after keyboards for circuit bending, due largely to its simplistic but elegant design. The architecture is 14-bit PCM for percussion, but oddly enough, the idiophonic instruments, the cymbals, are analog. The MT-210 has a surprisingly warm tone for its age and class. Favorite instruments include the electric guitar, which has a definitive clavinet tone at the lower end, and surprisingly effectual jazz organ. Fans make good use of the flute and vibraphone for effective leads, and the clarinet sounds surprisingly authentic. The violin makes for nice droning pads for ambient production. Finally, the harpsichord sound is the definitive Casio sound after which so many electronic composers are clamoring. The rhythms are versatile and punchy and sit right in front of a mix. Through various circuit bending hacks, the rhythm patterns and timbre can be improved, which will now be demonstrated.
Well, I'd say this was a success. Even cosmetically, I could have done much worse. What I managed to get out of the Casio was not one but two distinctive distortions. One of them looks to be based on the reverb, the note decays into infinity, and there's some kind of random blipping sensation going on. Best of all, the distortions are additive. I can use them inclusively. I can double my chaos essentially. The two switches serve as throw switches for the different types of distortion. The other switch served as kind of a repeater for the rhythm track. It introduced what sounds like a separate drum track altogether, probably being triggered by the clock. I also found the sustain pin on the chip in the Casio Tone, the hardware responsible for the note engine. I have a sustain pedal up to 8 notes of polyphony. You have to keep the button depressed. I seated it in the front panel there. And I isolated the hi-hat, which is an analog timbre. It separates itself from the rest of the digital percussion. It's pretty wicked because with the touch of the button, I can keep just the hissy cymbals, and that sounds really cool with high tempo. I isolated the click track as well. I think it's tethered to the clocking timer. It has a real punch to it when you record. I can play the rhythm as a snare at times, and it's very definitive, it's very sharp, like a rim shot when I play the rhythm box. Can't reduce the volume, however, but I suspect it actually does sound sweet in the audio mix. And finally, I improved the whole tone of the entire synthesis engine. I bypassed the capacitor. It dulled the whole sound altogether, and now the system is very bright. It has a lot more gain from what I can tell. It's like a loudness button, but with some treble. I did lose the stereo chorus. I don't know if I want to gather a posse bringing it back, maybe later, but my next course of action will be MIDI implementation. I'm going to trigger the notes in a full-size controller, make use of some arpeggios. Pointed toward the teensy circuit. I'm researching this a bit, and I think this will be my salvation, actually. So, thank you for viewing. I'll leave you a little demonstration. If you like what you're hearing or seeing, please feel free to like the video below, and thanks for watching. Cheers.